Hi, everyone. Nice to see you're writing. Uh, if you're here, just sign in. Miss Palmer, if you're here and you can hear me, tell everybody. I miss all of you. We didn't really talk about it yesterday, but if school's going to be extended this way, I might change up uh, the way once we do this once in a while so I can see you guys more often. So I'll let your parents know, but I miss you guys. We're going to talk about in a few minutes another type of graph. Um, yesterday, yesterday and Friday, you guys we talked about a pictograph, and a pictograph uses pictures. So today we're going to talk about a bar graph, and a bar graph uses bars. I know. Everywhere you are, you're probably like, that is the most amazing thing. I don't have to learn anything else this whole year. I've been saving this most amazing lesson for the end of the school year. I wish I could have told you that in person because it's probably blowing your mind, right? Whew. Bar graphs, bars. Okay, so a bar graph can be, um, you can make a bar graph two different ways. Okay, you can make a horizontal bar graph, which means your bars are going to be going with the horizon, like this one I wrote right here. Okay. Um, or you can make a vertical bar graph, which means that goes up and down, like your bars would be going up like this. Okay. So you can't see that at all. Okay. So let me like this. Okay. So your bars would be going that. So you're either writing a horizontal bar graph. This is a horizontal bar graph because my bars are going, they're starting at my label and they're going uh, left, left to right. But if it was vertical, it would start at the bottom and go from the bottom to the top. And that's a vertical bar graph. Um, when you make a bar graph, there's just a couple of things that you want to notice about this graph I made right here. I told you the other day, all graphs have something in common. They have a title, okay? This bar graph has the title of votes for class president, okay? Every graph has labels. The labels on this graph are the people that are running for uh, president. And then instead, every graph also has, and this is where I'll drop this probably, has a scale, and the bar graph uses numbers at the bottom. You can see these numbers at the bottom. That's how you know how far to go over with your bars. Okay. So this information was already calculated. And then you always start at your whatever your vote, if it was votes, if it was favorite colors, if it was um, how much fun you're having not being at school. Um, you would always start at the label and you go color that way. You don't want your bars to touch. If you notice, my bars don't touch each other. Then the bars start to run together, and we're not on the page yet. This is just mine. Okay, I made this. This is not in your book. Okay. So they're not going to touch. And so if we're going to read this, then you're going to figure out. So if you look at the information, so stop typing about what page we're on and pay attention to what I'm doing. So look at this information right here and just tell me how many votes you could tell. How many votes, like, did John get? How many votes did John get? You would start at John and you would go over and John got how many votes? Look at this. Good. He got 10 votes. You could easily see who was the winner, who got the most votes. Who got the most votes? Was it Sarah, Blake, or John? Who got the most votes? Sarah. Good. Okay. You could also figure out how many more votes did Blake get than John. This is not in your book. How many more votes did Blake get than John? Good. 5. Because Blake got 15, John got 10. 15 minus 10 is 5. So, bar graphs are nice because you could just look at them. They're colorful. They're easy to read, as long as you have all the information there. Okay? All right. Now we're going to go in our book. In the beginning, just like in our real classrooms, do we always go in our book right away? No. I usually review on a whiteboard, right? I'm trying to do what I do in the classroom. We don't always go in our book right away, right? So I'm not right now. So now we're going to go in our book and review what I just talked about. Okay. So now go to page 225. 225. Now we're going to see a bar graph. Okay. 225. Don't answer any of the questions yet. We're going to do this page together. So at the top of the page, it says a bar graph is a picture of information. Bars could be vertical, like what I said, that's vertical. They start at the bottom and go up. So they're going to be going up. Or they're horizontal, which means they're like this graph. They're going to start and go from the left to the right. Okay. So look at this graph here. Okay. It says a number of moons for selected planets. That's our title, right? Our labels are different planets: Mars, Neptune, Uranus, and Jupiter. And then our scale is counting by twos: 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So we're going to answer some questions using that bar graph at the top of your paper on 225. All right. So on this graph on your paper, are the bars vertical or horizontal? What should we write on our paper? What type of graph is this, vertical or horizontal? Good. Okay. It is going from left to right, just like this one. So it is, good job, horizontal. So you need to write for the first answer, horizontal, because it's going, remember, vertical is like when you're standing up. Like if I stand up right now, I am going to be considered vertical. But when I'm laying in my bed, sleeping, I'm horizontal and laying down. So it's horizontal. 225. We're on page 225. All right. How many labels are used? Which means how many planets are we looking at? How many labels are there? How many labels are there? Sabrina got it. How many labels are there? Good, Colin. Good, Gianna. Good, good, good. 4. There's 4 planets, so we have 4 labels. Mars, Neptune, Uranus, Jupiter, 4. Okay, 4. That's the second answer, 4. How many moons? Now you actually have to read the graph. Look at the graph. How many moons does Neptune have? So find Neptune and go over and tell me how many moons does Neptune have? Look at, you got to go over to Neptune and then go down to the number. It should be good, good, good. I see a lot of the right answers. Good. 8 has 8. Very good. 8. Fill in number 8. All right. Now, we're on letter D. Which planet in the graph has the most moons? You could easily look at the graph and tell me which planet has the farthest scale. Which planet has the farthest scale? The most moons. Good. Jupiter. Jupiter has the most, right? 16 moons. It has the most moons of all the planets. 16. Very good. All right. And the last question. How many more moons does Jupiter have than Mars? You got to do some subtraction. Belle, you focus on what we're doing. You don't need to answer. If they don't know, they can rewatch the video. Your job is to pay attention. How many more moons does Jupiter have than Mars? Good, good. 14, because Jupiter has 16 and Mars only has 2. So 16 minus 2 is 14. So that's the correct answer. All right. So now we're looking at the graph at the bottom. Okay. So it says, read this graph. This is another horizontal graph, bar graph, of the number of baskets of apples the Blythe children picked. Find the average number of baskets picked each day. So we got to actually figure out this graph. Okay. So we're going to write this down. Okay. So the first number up there, what did they put for, how much did they pick for Monday? Somebody tell me what was Monday. Monday is how much? You got to read the graph. Monday they picked what? Good, 7. So Monday was 7. Okay, how about Tuesday? What did they pick? Tuesday, Monday was 7. We're going to add all these up. Tuesday was what? What do you do when two numbers are in the middle? You got to go in the middle. 11. Good. Wednesday, they did what? How much did they pick? Wednesday. Wednesday's right on the number. 6. Thursday. Thursday, they picked how much? Braxton, we are number 2. You need to be paid attention so you know where we are. We're at the bottom, baskets of apples. Good, Quinn. Number good. And Friday. Good, 6. All right. So we're gonna add all these up. So go ahead. Somebody add all these up and then tell me what's your answer. When you add all these up, what do you get? We get 7 plus 1 plus 6 plus 6. What do we get? Not 30. We should get 40. Okay, we're averaging. So 40 divided by what? How many days did they go out? 40 divided by how many days? 5, good. So what's 40 divided by 5? What's the final answer? 40 divided by 5? How many baskets did they pick? Good, 8. 8 times 5 is 40, minus 0. That's your answer. They picked 8 baskets. 8. That should be your answer at the bottom, page 225. 8 baskets. Okay? All right, now flip the paper over to 226. I'm just gonna tell you what you're gonna do. You get to make your own bar graph. If you don't have a ruler at your house, it's okay. You could use a piece of paper to make your line straight. But if you have crayons or colored pencils, it's nice to make it a different color. But if you don't, you could just use pencil and that's all right also. But look at number 3 on the back. You are going to make this bar graph, okay? Each space represents one doll. So they already did the bottom for you with the numbers. They already put the names in for you. All you have to do is use your ruler, or you could use a piece of paper or something straight to make your bars. Just make sure your bars are like this and they don't touch. Okay. They already did Elise for you at the bottom. She had 4 dolls, but you have to do the other 3 people. Okay. And then it already said what you could cross out the green and what the other problems were to cross out. Um, and everything else in the back is review. So you should be able to do all the rest of the back. Make sure that you are um, being careful and your lines are straight. You don't want them to be touching. That's the number one thing about bar graphs. Okay. All right. So I'm going to sign off now and I will see you guys at 1 o'clock for more adjectives. So bye. I love you. You can do the rest of the back on your own and I'll see you later today. Bye.